Welcome to the latest edition of Russia Unmasked. It's from the Center for Russian Studies in Kyiv, which we unmask the propaganda lies published by the Kremlin against Ukraine and share with you the Ukrainian perspective. My name is Tony Meehan and I'm based in London. So for today, we've got a few interesting subjects. Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine has been going on for more than 1,340 days so far. That doesn't include its invasion of the Crimea back in 2014. So far in the current war, 1.2 million Russians have been either killed or wounded, and Russia claims its invasion of the war in Ukraine is because Ukraine killed Russian-speaking Ukrainians. Now, if you can sort that logic out, you're better than I am. We know it's not true, but that's their justification. And by way of pressure on Russia, whether it's economic or any other kind, is wrong and futile and a waste of time. In an interview with the Hungarian YouTube channel Ultra Hang, Russia Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has stated Moscow does not consider its aggression against Ukraine, which is an admission in itself, to be a violation of the Budapest Memorandum. And the reason for that is because alongside the Budapest Memorandum, the parties signed a declaration committing to OCSE principles, including minority rights, democracy and freedom of speech. He asserted that these obligations were violated in Kyiv. Interesting. I thought that's normal life in Russia, but anyway. Meanwhile, over in the United States, Vladimir Putin, the special envoy, Kirill Dmitriev, said that the message he has been conveying from Putin during his ongoing visit is that pressure on Russia will not succeed. Loosely translated in Putin speak, this means we will never admit it, especially to the Russian military, our citizens, politicians and anybody else that's interested, that after more than 1 million dead and wounded, Ukraine is teaching us how to win the war. This is another truth. Other stories include Zelenskyy said that Ukraine is prepared to fight for at least another 2 to 3 years. Poland's Prime Minister Donald Tusk, following a recent conversation with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, said Ukraine is prepared to continue resisting the Russian invasion for several years more. I have no doubt Ukraine will survive as an independent state. That is an important point. President Zelenskyy told me that he hopes the war will not last for 10 years, but Ukraine is ready to fight for another 2 to 3 years and see what happens after that. Tusk added that the full-scale invasion launched by Russia is also damaging its own economy, but internal destabilization would only make Kremlin leader Vladimir Putin more aggressive. Again, a good observation. Another personal experience, this time by the German minister who was on a visit to Kyiv, Catherine Reiche, German Federal Minister for Economic Affairs and Energy, had to take shelter during the Russian strikes in Kyiv on the night of the 24th, 25th of October, according to the German newspaper DPA and reported by European Pravda. Reiche said it was a painful experience for her. She added that large-scale Russian attacks have become a sad part of everyday life for Ukrainians. This night once again clearly showed me, that's her, Russian attacks on Ukrainian population are aimed at weighing them down. The said attacks on electricity and heating supplies shortly before winter pose a danger. The minister promised Ukraine support in restoring damaged energy infrastructure and stated that Germany will not abandon the Ukrainian people. Other stories, Ukrainian special forces carried out successful strikes on Russia's logistical facilities in temporary occupied Ukraine's Luhansk Oblast. Special forces launched drone strikes on fuel and lubricant depot in the Staroblisk and oil terminal at Luhansk. A video has been posted on the sites showing their drones striking the depot at a time when the tanks were full, which obviously intensified the effect. So anyway, from us, all of us at the Centre, thank you for your attention, for your time. Please share this podcast with your friends and those you think will be interested. We'll be back with more news from Kyiv soon. Until then, Slav Ukraini.